Hello and welcome to Daylesford Abbey and to another in our series Art and Artists at Daylesford Abbey, a production of Spring House Media. I'm Father Andrew Ciferni and I'm going to speak today about the Divine Word Chapel. So we'll be speaking about more than one work of art and more than one artist. When Daylesford Abbey was completed in 1967, this space did not have a wall that went from floor to ceiling. There was a freestanding wall, but it went only about 10 feet high. So all sound, either in the church, came into this space, or sound here went into the church. So it was, there was no furniture in it. It was a space that had the Stations of the Cross, which I'll refer to in a moment. But at the time of the oil crisis and the rising cost of fuel, we were thinking of and moved towards making this a completely enclosed, separate space for our daily worship, because the cost of warming the whole church for a small group was just prohibitive. So Willie Malarche, who is now deceased, a consultant on church design, came from northern New Jersey, and he suggested how this wall and side walls and entrance, and how this room could be put on a independent heating system and cooling system. So it gave us a more intimate and economical space for worship. So when we were able to enclose the space and put it on an independent HVAC system, the only object of religious devotion were the Stations of the Cross, designed and made by Bob McGovern, also deceased, who did a tremendous amount of fine liturgical and religious art, especially in the Philadelphia Archdiocese. So we then had to furnish the space for our daily Liturgy of the Hours and celebration of the Eucharist. So almost at the same time, we had these pews ordered and made, so they form a U, and at the center of that U is the altar and the ambo for the Liturgy of the Word. The altar and ambo were designed by Lee Casaccio, a local architect who had done previous work here at the Abbey with another architect friend, George Yu. What Lee did was pick up from the design of the main altar in the church with the angled mensa, and he repeated that with the ambo. At almost the same time, through the tremendous generosity of Greta Zybone, also deceased, an emerita professor at Bryn Mawr, we were able to order and have built here this beautiful little pipe organ, which serves us very well in our daily prayer. So the complete furnishing of this Divine Word Chapel came bit by bit, nearly all of it through the generosity of friends. The stained glass windows were done by the same firm that did the stained glass windows in the church, and they are in memory of the daughter of one benefactor and the husband and father of another benefactor, and they came years after we had begun to use this chapel. The cross that hangs over the altar is also the work of Bob McGovern, and it's sort of like a reliquary. On the organ side is a Byzantine crucifix that is in the center like a relic. And on the other side there is a cross, a Byzantine cross shape, but painted by Bob are olives and balsam, because these were used mixed with olive oil as a healing element. And so this Dr. Bob Schwartz is remembered by this crucifix given by his family. The other elements are very much at the heart of our devotional life. At the end of our evening prayer, we always sing a final antiphon to the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's sort of like going to bed and having our mother tuck us in. And the image of Mary, mother and child, is based on an icon, but it is a contemporary watercolor of that icon done by a woman who did many reproductions throughout the Abbey. Her name is Gloria Balliet. On the other side is a wood carving of St. Norbert, done by one of the associates of the Abbey, who again has passed on, Carl Zimmer. Carl became fascinated with wood carving, and he went in several summers to study with master wood carvers in northern Italy. And this piece was done by Carl and given to us as in honor and in celebration of his association with us and his prayer with us. So everything, the pews, the organ, the altar, the ambo, the stations were original, but all the other furnishings are gifts given out of generosity of people who have welcomed us into this area and who have prayed with us and who want to be remembered through these objects of their devotion. We invite you to come and pray with us here, and we look forward to the next in our series of Art and Artists at Daylesford Abbey.